I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Your life is not supposed to look like everyone else's. Your life isn't gonna look like your sister's life, your cousin's life, your brother's life. You are exactly where you are supposed to be on the journey, on the trajectory of your life. And I need you to appreciate where you are right now, because it's not going to continue to look the same tomorrow. You need to get up. Get up. You have the power to change whatever is making you unhappy. It might take time for you to change your situation or your circumstances. It might take time for you to change a relationship. If you don't like the way you look, if you want to get in the gym, it might take time. If you want to get a new job, if you want to switch careers, if you want to relocate out of state, it might take time. And the same path that you're going to go down might not look like the one everyone else is taking. Everyone else is on Highway 59. You might have to go down I-10. You might have to go down a different road to get to where you want to go. Your journey is not going to be the same as the person whose business just blew up overnight. You might have to wait. You might have to work at something else. Get your mind right, get your spirit right before you launch your business in the first place. But you are going to get to where you need to go. You are going to get to the destination that you and God have for your life. Let me tell you something. So I drove to Galveston last weekend. If you're unfamiliar with the Houston area, Galveston is the beach about an hour south from Houston. So to get to Galveston, you usually take two highways, like 610 to 45, and it's basically a straight shot. So I was on the highway and I saw that the GPS in my car was telling me to take an exit like 2 exits earlier than the exit that would lead me straight to Highway 45. And at first I wasn't gonna take the exit because I'm like, you know what? I don't know why. Sometimes the GPS routes me in a weird way. It's telling me to take a street way that might make my trip longer because I'm gonna be stopped at different stoplights. So I'm like, I don't know if I should take this exit. I was going back and forth to myself for about 3 minutes. And then I ultimately decided, you know what? I'm not in a rush. I'll just take the exit. The GPS, it can see things that I can't see. I take the exit, I get on the streetway, and as I'm driving, the exit leads me to a bridge that's riding right along the exit that I was supposed to take for Highway 45. And what I see is that there's a huge accident on Highway 45 and traffic is backed up for miles. When I tell you it would have added an extra 20 to 30 minutes onto my trip to get down there, and it's only an hour drive, so it's not that far. So I take this exit and I'm literally driving past all of the traffic, all of the congestion, all the people honking their horns, and then it reroutes me around the accident, around the traffic, around the mess, and I get back on a Highway 45 and I end up making it to the beach and I have a cute little beach day and all that. Something so simple as trusting the GPS lead me in a direction where I wasn't sure to go in. You may have to take an early exit. You may have to leave the party early. You may have to stay up later to get your work done. You may have to put in those extra hours and that extra time at the gym to get the changes you want to see. You might have to cut back on your spending and your eating out, save your money to take that Euro trip next summer or next spring that you want to take. You may have to go a different way. You might have to go back to school for a year and live humbly before you go get your grown-up job. And if you go in a different direction, it is not the end of the world. That is the path that God has for you. That is the journey you are supposed to be on. If you trust in yourself, and if you trust in God to lead you down a path to which you cannot see, you will still get to where you need to go. Your journey is not going to look the same as everyone else's. You're not going to look like the people online. Your relationship's not going to look like that. Your career is not going to look like that. It's okay. You are still going to get to where you need to go. And the thing about the exits that come up that are unplanned, oftentimes it leads you in a direction where you cannot see where you're going. I could not see what was coming up on the highway, that there was this huge accident. And I did not know that the exit that I was going to take was going to lead me around and make my trip faster. That's where trust in yourself and your decision-making skills and your intuition and your discernment comes in handy. And that's also when your trust in God as you grow and learn with Him will get you to where you need to go. When you start to believe that you don't have the power to change your life, you've already lost half the battle. When you start to think, oh, I'm never going to be able to find a wife to treat me right, or I'm never going to be able to find a husband who loves me, or I'm never going to be able to get out of debt, I'm never going to be able to get the degree, I'm not going to be able to get this weight off, I'm not going to get my dream job. When you start speaking like that, when you start thinking like that, you create a reality in which reflects that is a core belief, your reality will match your thoughts. Your reality will match the things that you think and the things that you speak over yourself. When you start to say, oh, I'm not going to be able to make $10,000 a month, I'm never going to be able to do that, you are reinforcing the idea, you are putting the idea into the world that you have a lack, that you are not deserving, that you won't be able to step into abundance, that life is happening to you and not for you. Every single season you go through in your life is happening for you. Life is not happening to you. When these negative thoughts come into your brain, you have to redirect them. You have to speak out loud the changes you want to see, even if you do not see them immediately. You have to be able to say to yourself, yes, I can make over $10,000 a month. You have to be able to say to yourself, yes, I can get this weight off. Yes, I can stay in the gym consistently and get the body of my dreams. Yes, I may have not gotten the job this time, but the next application will go through and I'll have a successful interview process. You can't just say it once, you have to say it repetitively. I'm Christian, so a lot of my references will go back to the Bible, but I was reading Genesis 1 the other day, and I was looking into the story of creation. And in Genesis 1, I noticed a pattern of God saying and then God making. God said, let there be light. Then there was light. God said, let there be living creatures that roam the earth. So God made living creatures to roam the earth. God said, let us make man. And so God made man. And it was a process. It didn't happen overnight, but God spoke. He affirmed things with his voice, and then he made. It is a process. It's not going to happen overnight. Your path may look different. You may have to take an early exit. You may have to take a different highway to get to where you're trying to go. But you will get there. You have to allow your prayer and your affirmations, the things you're speaking over your life, over yourself daily, to guide your plan, and then you have to make your play. God didn't speak things, then sit back and chill. He spoke what he wanted to see, and then he got to work. Any single thing you want in life, there is going to be a process, and it's not going to happen overnight. If you look online and you're like, oh my gosh, I see so many people are flying to Italy. I want to go to Italy. I want my Euro summer. Okay, you noticed something you want. You mentioned that you want it. There is now a process. There is now a budget plan that has to be in place. You have to buy a ticket. You can't just pop up in Italy. You have to plan for it. Speak the things that you want to see. Speak the changes that you want to see and make your plan. These professional athletes are not walking on the field game day ready without going to practice first. So why do you think that's going to happen to you? Why do you think it's going to happen overnight? You cannot snap your fingers and change things overnight. There's a process, and it may be a little painful. It may be a little lonely. You may have to keep yourself warm at night while you're praying and waiting for the person that God has for you. You may have to take a job you don't like while you're waiting to get the new dream job, the new adult job. You don't go from running a 15-minute mile to a 10-minute mile in a day. The next thing I want you to check is, what are you serving? What habits, what activities are you emphasizing in your life that don't align with the future you, with your dream self of where you want to go? Okay, if you're asking yourself, if you're asking God, hey God, I want to be a millionaire. Or hey, I'm going to be the first millionaire in my family. What habits are you doing now that are getting in the way of making that reality happen, right? Because it starts with you. The money's not going to change you. The circumstances where you live, what you wear, who you date, it's not going to change you. So what habits do you have that you know you need to work on to get off your butt and get you where you need to go? For example, you sleeping until 10 a.m.? Baby, if you want to go get your money, you're already up. You're up by 7, ready, consistently, even when you don't want to. What are you serving? Are you serving laziness? Are you serving jealousy? Are you looking online, seeing pictures of everyone else and feeling the type of way in your chest? I've been there. What are you serving? That's not going to help you get to where you want to go. Are you serving fear? You can't ask to be the first millionaire in your family and then be afraid to go get it when it's time. When you get called up to the stage, you need to get in front of people and shine. You can't be afraid. You have to go get it. And I know a lot of times fear is what causes people to not move forward, to not take the first step, to not post the content, to not submit the application to go back to school, to stay out of the gym because they're afraid that other people are going to judge them because of the way they look, or they don't have the nicest gym clothes and things like that. Let's take a look at the definition of fear, okay? The definition of fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is a threat or is dangerous. Check your beliefs. Where are you putting your mind? Where are you putting your energy? You can't say, oh my gosh, I want a man to love me and treat me right, and then go hang out with you know who's not doing what needs to be done for you. You can't say that because you're operating out of fear because you're lonely. You can't keep doing that. Stop it. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot serve fear and anxiety and also serve the idea that I'm gonna make it. And that's that I'm gonna be the first multimillionaire in my family, that I'm gonna go in the gym and get this weight off, that I'm gonna go back to school and get the degree since I know everything. Okay, you can't serve two masters. You cannot be afraid to take the first step. Pause. The fear itself cannot weigh on you heavier than the belief in yourself, because you're always going to choose one or the other. Something is going to take more weight. Something is going to weigh you down. Either the belief that you're going to make it, and then your actions are going to align with these core beliefs that you have and you're going to move forward, or the fear is that you're not going to, and you're going to continue to go down that path. You have two paths in life. Two. The path where you make it and the path where you don't. And if you continue to feed the idea of the path that you're not going to make it, if you continue to feed the fear in your mind, which is just the belief, there may not actually be a threat. Who actually cares if you post a YouTube video, if you post your content, if you go back to school, if you have to humble yourself because you lost your job and you have to go be a server for a little while to get some money up? Who cares? People are not checking for you enough to continue to laugh at you. They do not care. It's in your mind. That social media stuff, that Instagram, people don't care. Okay? They do not care about you, for real. Not like you care about you, not like God cares about you. You will make decisions based off of your beliefs. You cannot serve two beliefs. You cannot serve two masters. Do what you need to do to get yourself back on track, to get yourself believing in yourself. I don't care if you lost your job and you had to take up a serving job. Humble yourself. Who cares? You know that this is just a season. I told you your path is not going to look like everyone else's. You don't know when your time is coming. It hasn't came yet. So you don't have anything to lose. And I'm sorry if in this video I'm yelling. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm tired and I'm ready for you to get up. And it's so funny because I see these social media posts all the time where people are like, oh my gosh, men are horrible. I just believe all men cheat. I literally see on TikTok so many women posting, I'm never gonna be able to find my husband in this generation. Men are trash. Baby, I'm going to find my husband, okay? I don't know about y'all. Wait a minute. No, you cannot think like that, because you're reinforcing the idea for someone to come into your life and act like trash because you just posted about it, because you just posted that you're losing your faith, you're losing your belief in humanity. You cannot think like that. Someone is going to come into your life and treat you right. You cannot put out into the world that you're not going to be successful or you're not going to have something that you know you want. It is a season. You may not have it right now, but let me tell you something. Seasons change. And if on your 400th video you make it, why would you give up on video 399? Why would you do that? You have to believe. You have to believe in yourself. What you think becomes what you say, becomes what you do. Check your beliefs, check your thoughts, check your actions. Trust yourself and trust that God has you on the right path, even if it looks different. You're not too soon. You're not too late. You're right on time. You are right where you are supposed to be, because God and life are for you, not against you. Things are not happening to you. Things are happening for your betterment. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time.